Boom! 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 Ow! Boom! I've had a twitch since last night in my left eyelid. Has to be from Raw. And I woke up and I still have the twitch. I call it the Raw twitch. And I ain't Good morning, unit. Red team, go! If you're the positivity police, please go away right now. Come back another day. This ain't the day for you. I'm not in the mood. Oh. Positivity police, please come back another day. Thank you. Thank you for coming, though. I appreciate you guys. Please come back another day. There's nothing positive to see here. It's so bad. This show is so bad, I gotta do a good, the bad, and the ugly just to show you guys how ugly this was. Let a few people file in here, man. Let's get to at least 100 people, then we'll start. I tell you, fucking eye twitch. My eye twitches from a bad wrestling show, but it happens. I tell you. Hey guys, want to hear a good idea? Let's have Shayna Baszler lose in 2 minutes. Yeah! Let's have a ninja come out of fucking cheesecake. Wait till we get 100 people at least. I don't even tell people when I'm coming on. I just kind of show up. I feel bad, kind of, man. People always want to catch the live stream and nobody can. I never tell anybody. Do we even have 100 yet? Anybody tell me, please. I don't have the fucking thing. 140. Oh, shit. We're already over 100. All right. Then should we get this rocking? Unfucking real, man. Oh, something just lit up in blue here. Hold on, what is that? Bradley Robinette, $2 super. Thank you, Bradley. Raw will epically fail, good, bad, and the ugly video. I'm guessing that too, Bradley. When I start this sumbitch, there ain't no turning back. Tell you that much. Thank you, Bradley, for supporting the channel, man. Maybe more coffee will stop the eye twitch from this bad show. I don't know. For those of you just tuning in, this show is so fucking bad. I have to do a good, the bad, and the ugly. So that's what we're going to do. Danny, I see you, my man. $2, thank you. We have the time to get amplified. I'm glad you showed up, Danny. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hopefully my peeps are up in here. My tried and trues. I can't see anything. Hey, Undisputed, you're fine. Undisputed, you missed the last couple, man. Rocking and rolling. Good to see. Carlos, I see you, man. Carlos, I'm glad you joined. Hopefully everybody else is SoundCloud. I see SoundCloud. Michael R, I got you. Cream Pie. Hi. Who else? Christina Banks, what's up? I saw $15. How you doing, man? Matt Bainham, 15. Yo, BC, just got home from work just in time to Red Team Go. I'm glad you caught it, Matt. Thanks for joining. We're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to do a special Raw review this morning. JR9 Gaming, I see Blueprint Nation. What's going on? I see Blueprint Nation. All right, so I got some of my tried and trues up in here. Here you go. Okay, so I think the chat's moving fast, guys. I can't get to everybody, but I'm glad most of you guys are tuning in. Hopefully, we at least got 100 ready to go. I don't like to start these until I at least have 100 peeps. I can't see the count right now, but I think we're pretty good. Again, who was that? Matt, thank you. Wait, who's the three there, man? Bradley, Danny, and Matt. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. I appreciate it. Oh, shoot. Terrence Burrs, $2. Thank you, Terrence. Can we start a movement for Bianca Belair? Dude, I've been starting a movement for Bianca, and I ain't gonna stop. Trust me. I don't know what they're waiting for. Pigs to fly? A fucking blue moon? And even in a blue moon, you ain't gonna see Bianca again any time of day. No, you'll see Nia Jax. You'll see Charlotte Flair. You won't see Bianca Belair. Terrence, I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll keep putting up the good fight, I assure you. All right, so I'm hoping we at least got 100 up in here. I know it's out of nowhere, like an RKO, but we're going to start this, guys. For those of you just tuning in, the show is so bad, we got to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to start right from the top. Kevin Devine, $5 for Ray's daughter, he says. Man, Aaliyah, smoking hot, man. I can't even, yeah. I think Michael Cole made it a point to say she was 19, so people knew. You know, she's old enough to be swinging kendo sticks. You got a badass, beautiful female, man. Rey Mysterio did good for himself. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. On behalf of Aaliyah. Carlos, 20, man. 20, Carlos. You don't even need to. I appreciate it, man. I'm just glad you're here. I'm as pissed as you are. You see how they did my girl Baszler. Dude, we're going to get to that, Carlos. Trust me. I think we can all say that's an automatic ugly, but we're going to get to that in this column when we get to that. I think that was, what, hour number 2? Maybe that was hour number 3. Carlos, I appreciate it, my man. We'll be talking about it. We'll be getting amped. I think I hit up all the supers for now. Any other supers, guys, I'll get to after I review hour number 1. But we got to get this thing kick-started. You ready for that? I can't make any of this up. For those of you that missed the show last night, this actually happened. We start Raw in the most obnoxious of ways when Randy Orton is cutting a promo on McIntyre, asking McIntyre to just hand over the strap. Then we hear sirens going off. No shit, this is a true story. An ambulance comes riding into the Thunderdome with Drew McIntyre driving it. Drew gets out, heads to the ring, claymores Orton, and that's your entire first segment of Monday Night Raw. You do realize that the ambulance angle has been played out, right? It can still work, but it has to be with the right character. For instance, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You would believe he'd be riding an ambulance back from the hospital to the arena. Dean Ambrose, Mox, whatever you want to call him. He would realistically take an ambulance and show up to the Thunderdome. Or AEW if you're Mox these days. But he would do that. Braun Strowman even. He's a monster character, right? So you believe Braun would be throwing around orderlies, nurses, and doctors, security, steal an ambulance, and he would come back to the arena. He's a monster. Drew McIntyre, though. Drew McIntyre. And on top of that, it was a week later. This dude's been in the hospital for a week with a jaw injury. And he just now decided I'm going to take an ambulance. This guy couldn't call for an Uber? He stole an ambulance? He showed up like he was an ambulance driver, like he was an Uber driver in an ambulance. Like he's just there to pick up Randy Orton. Are you Randy? I'm Drew, your Uber driver. Hop in. This is the only whip I could get. He drives in like nothing. He's been at the hospital for a week, or he went back to the hospital just to steal an ambulance. These are the little things I can't get over. This type of thing, guys, can only be done if he was sent to the hospital at the beginning of the show and then later that night, he comes back. He wanted to leave so bad he took the ambulance. You can't do it a week later. And I'm going to blow out my mic several times in this review. Don't worry. We're not having a stroke over here or an attack of the heart. We're good. We are blowing out the mic, though. But a week later? This guy was just hanging out at the hospital? Just jumped in an ambulance? You couldn't just Uber? You guys know where this has to go, man. I can't be generous here. I can't just put this into the bad column. A week ago, he got punt kicked 3 times, and a week later, he's showing up in an ambulance at the exact time Orton's in the ring. Nobody caught this guy before he left the hospital in the fucking... That's an ugly... Every ugly counts as 2 bads when we do the final tally, guys. That's just the way it is. So in reality, that's actually going to be 2 bads. But that is absolutely... that first segment of Raw is ugly just because it literally made 0 sense. Not apologetically. Trev, dang, I know, man. I told you, I'm not playing around today, man. This show was utterly stupid. I can even deal with bad shows sometimes, but when these shows are stupid, we now have an issue. So now we have 1 in the ugly already. I don't care. You're not going to drive an ambulance a week after you got hurt for a jaw injury. Moving on, because there's a lot of show to go to. There was a 6-man schmaz for the opening contest. This was Hurt Business, who I actually like. They were taking on the catering crew. This was, of course, Apollo, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander. This match went approximately 5 minutes and ended with Cedric turning on Ricochet and Apollo. Hurt Business picks up the scraps of what Cedric left behind and stole the W. I'm on board with this because, in all honesty, something had to happen with these 3. Honestly, guys, these 3 jobbers were putting me to sleep because that's what they've become. Barry Horowitz, do you guys remember who Barry Horowitz is? Or the Brooklyn Brawler? They were more entertaining to me than these 3. And that's a shame because Cedric, Ricochet, and Apollo are great wrestlers. But it's clear as day they don't have that it factor, right? When they speak, you're not captivated. So you're going to have to hope that your skill outweighs your lack of it factor. But without the proper booking, you'll never get there. So if you're going to book Cedric and Ricochet and Apollo like chumps, and they already don't have that charisma, that personality, then you're just counting on their skills. Well, shit, they better be getting 20-minute matches every night then. Otherwise, we're not caring about it. I'd rather see the Brooklyn Brawler and Barry Horowitz. So I like this. Something happened here. Something had to happen. Cedric turns. Okay. That's good. Let's leave it at that. Let's let this breathe. You're not going to believe what happened later in the night, but I'll get to that in this review, and I'll put what happens later in the proper category. For now, I like that segment because I thought that was going to be it for Cedric. So judging by that one segment, that goes into the good. So after the first 2 segments, I got 1 in the good, I got 1 in the ugly. You can't just steal an ambulance 7 days after you were sent to the hospital for a jaw injury. You just can't do that. Call a fucking Uber, save yourself the criminal record. And Cedric turning, I thought that was the right thing. So I got 1 in the good, I got 1 in the ugly. Now what happens later with Cedric is absolutely beyond ugly, but we'll get to that. So, now we move on. Street Profits versus Andrade and Garza. Again. I'm not reviewing this, and I refuse to review this, because if the old man wants to neglect his tag team division, then so do we. We have to do the same. I'm not reviewing this, and luckily it was only a few minutes anyway, so you didn't miss anything. After this bullshit, Shinsuke and Cesaro hit the ring. The SmackDown Tag Champions, that's right. And somehow, magically, with the Harry Potter wand, we have a Champions vs. Champions match next week. Cesaro and Shinsuke are from SmackDown. Please get the fuck off Raw. Number 2, furthermore, shouldn't that have been saved for Clash of Champions? It's literally called Clash of Champions. And a couple weeks before, they're going to put it on Monday Night Raw. Just because. What are they doing there? They reinforced this rule where you can go to any promotion that you want, or any brand, right? The brand invitational. And that's what I told you. There is no more roster split. Vince is going to put people wherever he sees fit. So now we have the SmackDown Tag Champions on Raw. And you're telling me this company is not out there, left field with a hockey stick. Showed up to a baseball game, they're in left field, and they got a fucking hockey stick. What are you catching with a hockey stick, buddy? I don't know, but I'm watching WWE programming. Oh. I tell you guys, man, I can't even... I should give this two uglies. Because we saw the whole bullshit with Andrade and Garza in Street Profits, and then what happened with the SmackDown Tag Champions, not even for Clash of Champions. I should give this two uglies. Call me generous, but it's definitely getting one. I'm going to use this, I'm going to put both into one because it was one segment. I told you I'm not screwing around today, man. I'm not fucking around. We're calling it like we see it, man. This was a show that was absolutely just stupid. Each ugly turns into two bads when this is done. So, again, now you have 4 bads to 1 good after just 3 segments. Good luck, Vince, coming back from that. I'm a straightforward dude, man, when it comes to reviews. So you know, this says something, man. I'm not fucking around. We're not even done with the first hour. We already have 4 bads because, again, those uglies will turn into 2 bads apiece. So we have 2 in the ugly and 1 fucking good. And three segments down. There's still a couple of segments to go. I kid you not. R-Truth is sitting at catering when Ninja Tozawa peeps out from a cheesecake or maybe a platter of cookies from the local Whole Foods. Who knows? But he peeks out, Truth goes to... Something happens where fucking a ninja is chasing Truth around catering. I don't even know if somebody pinned somebody. What the fuck are we talking about? Guys, what are we watching? Does anybody stop? Instead of saying, BC, just enjoy it. Just watch it for what it is. Why are we not saying, what is happening? 3 hours of our fucking life for this. Do I put this in the ugly or the bad? The Cheesecake Ninja. I think they were trying to be funny. They were trying to put a break between the fucking... in segments. You know what? I'm going to be fucking generous here. It's going into the bad, though. Because I like R-Truth, man. And he is funny. But so I'm hard-pressed to put that in the ugly. But a fucking ninja peeped out of a cheesecake. Nobody finds issue with this. Fuck. Who is writing this? Somebody sat around a table and literally said, what if Ninja Tozawa comes out of a cheesecake? Four segments into this show. I have 1 in the good, I have 1 in the bad, and I have 2 in the ugly. So basically it's 5-1 right now. And there's still 1 more segment into the good. We got a bunch of supers coming in, guys. I appreciate it. I'll get to them after the first hour review. Hour number 1 ends with Payton Royce versus Billy Kay. This was a 2-minute match tops. Payton Royce defeats Kay, and then they hug afterwards. That was it. That was the end of hour number 1. What the fuck did we just... What did we just watch? What the fuck did we just watch? I'm done. I may be losing it right now. I don't even care. BC, that should just go into the bad, man. That's not cool. I don't even care. It's going into the fucking ugly. And I like the Iconics, by the way. I like the Iconics. I'm probably one of the rare people that actually know there's a place for them. Not winning championships, not being in 10-minute matches, but they were, as a tag team, there to do their purpose. Annoy the shit out of people and get faces over. They could have stayed that way if booked properly. I like the Iconics. That ugly is more for the booking, the lack of creativity, and the old man in Stanford. Not reading scripts until fucking an hour before the show, and then changing it every minute leading up to the show. But somebody gathered around a boardroom meeting table and they said, hey, we'll have Payton beat Billy in 90 seconds and then they'll hug. And this is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company with 614 writers. I can't even. And you wonder why I've had enough. You wonder why I fucking lost it. You wonder why when this is done, I'm finding a cement wall and going head first into it. I'm done. No way that can go anywhere else. That was hour number 1. If you think it gets better, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride come hour number 2. But after hour number 1, we have 1 in the good, 1 in the bad, 3 in the ugly. Every ugly gets crossed off into 2 bad. So really, we have 7 bad to 1 good. Oh, this is a really good show, though. Somebody's going to try to sell you that BC's the negative guy on YouTube. He's the YouTuber who's so negative. Yet I'm telling you, I am breaking down the show for you. If you tell me anything is interesting to you, I gotta ask, what the fuck are you on during this shit? Thank you guys, by the way, man. I know there's like 300 deep in this bitch already, middle of the afternoon, man. 300 deep, and 100 plus of you guys already smashed that like button. I appreciate that, man. Supporting the channel like that, that's awesome. And I also want to get to some supers, guys. I know there was some while I was getting amplified. We'll get to hour number 2, and we'll fill up that board even more. But I think I saw some soups up here, man. Nicholas Rage, $5 spot, man. Nicholas, thank you. I appreciate WWE, the place where at the whim of VKM, your career goes to die. Cedric needed to be in the Hurt business. They need to send Nia Jax back to NXT. Nicholas, I do not argue with any of those points, my friend. Perfectly said, Nicholas, and thank you for supporting the channel. Mr. Anything for Salinas, 5 spot. Thank you, Mr. Anything. This upset from the jump, which is why I go to your podcast for anything WWE, because I just can't do it no more. As much as I love Asuka, I just can't. Mr. Anything for Salinas, I'm with you. I get a fucking twitch in my eye watching this show. So, Mr. Anything for Salinas, I'm there with you, man. I totally hear you. And thank you for supporting the channel. And hopefully one day it gets better, man. We tune in out of habit and hope. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the super. I think there was a couple more guys before we get to hour number 2. Please hold. Venus Soldier 92, 5 spot. Venus Soldier, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Again, BC, you should add the beautiful part to the review because Payton Royce looked absolutely beautiful. This was the most prettiest I've ever seen her. No question. Payton Royce is absolutely beautiful. And I like the Iconics, Venus Soldier 92, so I'm with you. I just can't fathom that somebody actually made the decision to have a 90-second, maybe 2 minutes tops match with them two. Afterwards, a little hug, and they thought this is captivating television. This is how the Iconic split is going to begin. But yeah, I mean, if we're adding a beautiful column, then you gotta add Rey Mysterio's daughter, man, Aaliyah, because wow, the fuck. Thank you, Venus Soldier 92, yet again, man, for supporting the channel. Novaz, Teenage Ninja Party versus BC, book it, Vince. Novaz, I'll be there, man. I don't even need a payday. I'll show up and take care of them. Thank you, Novaz, for supporting. Larry Lockett, 5 spot. BC, it's not SmackDown, it's Crackdown, because Vince is obviously in the back on some BS. Larry, first of all, appreciate the support on the channel. You ain't kidding, my friend. We don't know what Vince is doing back there. But it can't be anything good, I assure you. Crackdown. It probably is that, my friend. I don't even want to know what he's doing backstage. I mean, we hear that he's ripping up scripts minutes before the show starts. We're hearing he's yelling into commentators' ears, yelling at superstars when they come back from the curtain because they didn't do as good as he wanted, and yet it's his fucking shitty booking that's putting them out there in those shitty situations. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. You are right, my friend. Hold on, I think there's a few more before we start hour number 2, guys. For those of you just tuning in, you see the board. It was a rough hour number 1, man. And it ain't gonna get much better for this damn show. SOS TDM 617, 2 spot. Thank you, SOS. SmackDown these days is putting Raw to shame. Yeah, SOS, isn't that nuts, man? I liked SmackDown actually this past week. Liked it more than I usually do, right? I mean, usually these shows, one after the other, Raw and SmackDown, either put me to sleep or just piss me off. I didn't mind SmackDown at all this week. Could it have been better? 1,000,000%. But I didn't mind SmackDown. That's why I was like, hey, maybe we got something rolling here. Of course not. It's Raw we're talking about. It's Vince. You can't get any fucking momentum with stupidity at the helm. So SOS, I agree wholeheartedly, man. SmackDown is, yeah, especially after this week, man. Raw was absolute fucking shit. SoundCloud 199, thumbs up to you, my man. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it, SoundCloud. I'm just glad you're here, man. SoundCloud, a 2-spot as well. BC, grab a coffee. I'm going to need it after this review, SoundCloud. Thank you. Santivia Major, hey BC, 5-spot. Hey BC, hope you get some extra vanilla in your next latte. You ain't kidding, man. The last 2, they jipped me out, but I wasn't bitching and moaning like fucking Braun Strowman misplacing his Capri Sun. Next time will be 3 strikes, so I will be bitching and complaining. Santivia, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You rock. You rock, gal. Carlos, 5-spot, man. You don't need to. I appreciate it. Naya has to go. Love the Iconics. Yeah, I appreciate the Iconics, what they could have done if used properly. And Naya had to go a year ago, 2 years ago. Before she came, she had to go. Carlos, you rock, man. I appreciate it. Honestly. Just glad you're here, man. Fidel, 5-spot. Thank you for supporting the channel, Fidel. It means a lot. Should we go to, I think I had, guys, if I missed any supers, I definitely apologize, man. The chat thing's going way too fast on my end, and I don't have it on slow mode because I'm constantly looking at my notes and going over my review. So, but I appreciate all the supers, man, all the people that are showing the support for the channel. Definitely appreciate it. For the over 150 of you guys that smashed the like button, you guys are rock stars. Thank you for supporting. Any way you support the channel, man. Even down below, I got a new Sasha Banks shirt for the ladies out there. Or dudes, if you're comfortable with purple on black. I got some Sasha Banks attire that the Teespring actually approved. I tried to do a Bray Wyatt one, but they wouldn't approve it. That was mostly for the dudes, but anybody could wear it. But they, it was some wording in there that WWE didn't like, so the Bray Wyatt shirt is on hold. But Sasha Banks, man, you guys remember the Brady Bunch? Marsha. This is the Banks Bunch. Sasha. So that's that shirt. Julian, 499 spot. Thank you. I wouldn't want to get in your way today, BC. You're a lunatic. AJ Lee versus Mickie James. Book it. By the way, I'm one of your first subs ever. Julian, thank you so much. To all my subs out there, thank you for smashing that. I know I don't promote it often, if ever. But for you guys to take the time to smash that sub button, man, that's awesome. It's greatly appreciated. And to know, Julian, that you were one of my first ones, man, that's badass. And yeah, not just today, Julian, I'm pretty much a lunatic every day, but I'm a cool dude. But yeah. The wrong stare, the wrong look, the wrong altercation, man, and yeah, BC goes batshit. Julian, thank you for the coffee, my friend. It means a lot. Shall we get into hour number 2, guys? Let me get the fucking notes up, man. I can't promise hour number 2 is going to be any better than hour number 1. Let me get a swig of coffee, guys. Oh, man, over 350 of you guys on an afternoon, man. Not even promoted. You guys are fucking awesome. Should we do this? For those of you just tuning in, hour number 1 accumulated 1 good, 1 bad, and 3 uglies. Which means at the end of this thing already, this is going to stand at 7-1 in the bad column. Because every ugly turns into 2 bads. That's just the way it is. Hour number 2 starts with the entire Mysterio family in the middle of the ring with Charlie Caruso. There's a back and forth with Ray and Dominic and Buddy Murphy on the Tron. Or Murphy. But all I'm concentrated on, honestly, is Ray's daughter Aaliyah because she's so smoking hot. You know, in the words of Mauro Ranallo, Mamma Mia! Damn! Ray did good for himself, man. But the whole Mysterio family is out there. And they're having a back and forth with Murphy because the main event is going to be Murphy and Dominic in a street fight. I had no anticipation or excitement for that. PB Syllable Pride, 199, I see that. Thank you, PB Syllable, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. It means a lot. And that was it, guys. That was the start of hour number 2. Much like the start of hour number 1, I didn't understand what this was for. Okay, we know what the main event is. We don't need to waste 7 minutes with a back and forth, other than just to see Aaliyah. Kev, BC, she just turned 19. She's legal. I know. She, oh yeah, trust me. she was younger, we wouldn't be talking like that, man. Michael Cole made it a point to say she's 19, so she can be swinging a kendo stick and getting mixed in with the dudes. So she's definitely of age. Don't worry. But yeah, man, she's a beautiful girl, and if it wasn't for that, I can't say that this segment had any fucking. Murphy's like, I'm gonna do this to you. Dominic's like, I'm gonna do this to you, and then we get to the main event later. Nothing I needed to see. But it's Aaliyah. What the fuck? So, hey, man. At least they're trying something new, man. The good. I got that up there. The good guys isn't just for Aaliyah. Don't worry. It's because. God damn. I think we froze up, guys. Hold on. Hopefully you guys are. Hopefully we'll wait for this to unfreeze a little bit. Surprised they let me resume it. I thought it was just cut. You guys got me back? Let me know if you guys got me back. Oh, I see. Okay, Venus Soldier. Okay. Mine literally froze. Luke, yeah, mine froze too, man. Went completely white. Back. Yeah, it's back. We're back. Okay, good, guys. Sorry, guys. Listen, technology, man. I have no control over it. It might do it again. Who knows? But just know, guys, if it happens, we'll definitely resume or we'll start another one, whatever we have to do. So I got to remember where I was. Oh, yeah, we just put a good at the start of hour number 2. And that's because at least they had the Mysterio family. It's something different, you know. I didn't need to see it, but it's hard pressed to say it was bad, so I guess we'll do it up, man. Yeah, sorry about the connection, guys. Something happened. We got booted, and now I'm a little blurry on my end, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's all that matters. So we're starting hour number 2 with a good. I guess that's good, right? And then we go into Asuka and Mickie James. They defeat Lana and Natty. This was obviously a nonsensical match, but I did enjoy the interaction between Asuka and Mickie. If done correctly, this should have been at Clash of Champions, but of course not. Of course not. Because that makes sense. Do you guys remember the NXT Toronto match they had? It was the TakeOver Toronto, I believe. It was Mickie James and Asuka, and how they just tore the roof off. You do that on the main roster, man. You give them even maybe 5 more minutes. Vince just has to sit there and let money pile in. This guy makes things more difficult than it needs to be. So, what you think should be at Clash of Champions, nope, we're going to get it next week, which will obviously be a 4 or 5 minute schmaz. Something will happen. It won't be a great match because they won't even give them the time. But I was enjoying the chemistry between Mickie and Asuka. Man, you could have built that toward Clash of Champions. The Lana and Natty aspect, of course, we didn't need to see that tag match. That was absolutely, at least Natty was giving it her all. Lana was trying to hang. It was just nice to see Lana join everybody and step away from fucking social media commercials and, hanging out in her bikini every day. Which, hey, fucking awesome if it's Rusev Day. Rusev's having the time of his life. But Lana tried to hang. Natty was doing good at least. But the interaction between Mickie and Asuka here is what was good. So I'm going to put this into the good because I enjoyed their part in it. Until we get to the end of the show, that may be the last good guys. I'm not sure because I can't remember anything good in this show. Get that standing up. So Asuka and Mickie is the only thing that saved this segment. I'll tell you that much right now, man. So going into the middle of hour number 2, we have 3 in the good, 1 in the bad, and 4 in the ugly. Again, every ugly gets crossed off in the 2 bads. You're not going to believe the next couple of segments. Let me just make sure I'm refreshed up in here, guys, before I start this, because this is a... Oh, boy. You ain't going to believe the next couple of segments, guys. Revolving Cedric and the Hurt Business, the whole 9. We have a VIP lounge with Cedric. Cedric is the guest. How is that the planned guest when the dude just turned? You allotted the Hurt Business a VIP lounge when you knew they were in action to start the night off, the first match of the night, and then you gave them a VIP lounge, and it just happened to be Cedric as the guest. Okay. Then, if that wasn't bad enough, here comes Apollo and Ricochet along with the Viking Raiders, who look like they just lost 6 straight games of Candy Crush to the Street Profits backstage. Literally, it looked like the Viking Raiders just lost a bunch of board games backstage. Or they literally got a flat tire on their minivan on the way to the Thunderdome. But they were mean mugging, they were pissed off. For some reason, they have business with the Hurt Business. So they hit the ring. Apollo and Ricochet are getting their revenge on Cedric a half an hour after Cedric just turned heel. Are you guys understanding that? The revenge was taken a half an hour after the dude just turned heel. Cedric was getting beat up by Ricochet and Apollo. What the fuck? So the revenge comes a half an hour after a dude just turned heel, and then it gets even worse. Check this out. After a commercial, we go into an 8-man schmoz fest. And the finish was so odd. Ivar does a weird dive to the outside and immediately throws up an X like he was immediately injured. Now, WWE has said it's a cervical injury, I believe. Was it clavicle or cervical? I don't know. But the dude, Ivar, immediately threw up an X. I thought that this was obviously a work because it looked like nothing was tweaked. He immediately did it, and everybody else just kind of laid around him, didn't attend to him. So I thought it was a work, but then medical personnel was around him. WWE issued a statement. All the best for Ivar if this is true. But yeah, it looked like he was legit injured after a minute. At first, it looked like it was just all planned. I still don't know. I got to do more research on that, man. But all the best to Ivar if that's indeed legit. But it was just odd because then seconds later, Cedric rolls up, or was it Ricochet? Anyway, medical attention's out. Ricochet kicks out of Cedric's roll-up. Kicks out clear as day at a 2 count. And the ref counts 3 anyway. This was either a botched finish or this was planned, which means it's even more of a botch. Because somebody actually thought that was a good idea. Kick out immediately at 2 and the ref will see nothing, even though the ref is just viewing the count. His one job is to count 3, your shoulders down. Dude gets just fucking simplistically rolled up like that. And the ref counts 3. The guy, it wasn't even like last second. He just kicked out. Clear as day at 2. And the referee's just like, and this is how I think this was just a botch. The commentators were floored. They didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to do. Vince is probably yelling in Michael Cole's ear because you hear 10 seconds of nothingness. And then Michael Cole is like, well, I think he got it up, but Cedric wins. This was so bad, guys. This was so fucking bad. It was so bad, it was downright fucking ugly. This should get 2 fucking uglies. What you got? 3 in the good, 1 in the bad, 4 in the uglies. Where else would I put that? Let me break it down for you guys. Let me tell you guys something that's this will make you think. This will seriously make you think. You ready for this? We all saw in 1 hour, we saw a dude turn heel, revenge taken on the dude who just turned heel, who he turned against. We saw the turn, we saw the revenge, and we saw the culminating payoff match, which in this case was an 8-man tag, but they faced each other. So we saw the turn, the revenge, and the payoff match, all in 1 hour. I always tell you guys how you need to let stories breathe, let characters breathe, let heel turns definitely breathe. 1 hour, Cedric heel turn, it all went to nothing. It's in 1 hour. We already saw, before we went to commercial break for the 8-man tag, we already saw Ricochet and Apollo nailing on Cedric. So we already saw the revenge, right? They were beating the hell out of him. Then we come back from break and we have a match. I can't even make that up. I know a lot of you guys don't watch the show. You just watch my review. That literally happened. We saw a guy turn heel, revenge, and the culminating payoff match all in 1 hour. And you wonder why that went into the ugly column? That should get 2, 3, 4 uglies. That should be in the catastrophic column, the tragic column. And if I had those, it would be there. We weren't even done with hour number 2 yet. Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. Why are we getting this match again? Why would we get this? Keith Lee, I said in the preview video yesterday in that live stream, I said, Keith Lee needs to be far away from Orton now. You debuted Keith Lee beautifully. Forget about the fucking music for a second or what he's wearing. He stepped up to the prison yard as the new inmate and he smacked the shit out of one of the toughest prison inmates in Randy Orton. And then he beat that prison inmate in 7 minutes at SummerSlam. That's a badass debut. Now move him away. So we get this match again. Nobody can possibly look good here with Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. It's impossible. You can't have Orton lose this. You can't have Keith Lee. So what do? You can't have any. Nobody's going to look good here, and nobody did. Drew McIntyre comes back out, claymores Orton yet again, the second time, and Keith Lee's DQ'd. How does this help anybody? Unapologetically. I love my boy Keith Lee. I love Randy Orton. That's an ugly. I don't think we've ever, in the history of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, had a full 5-pack ugly section. But that's 5. They're all going to turn into 2 fucking bads, so that's going to turn into 10. Keith Lee's not ruined or buried. Don't worry, guys. Still see that every time something happens to Keith Lee, he's ruined or buried. Guys, relax. If you saw Raw Talk, I didn't, but I had a memo of it. Somebody sent me exactly what Keith Lee said. He sent the message to Drew McIntyre saying, please, basically, stay out of my business. I respect you. I love you as a friend. But, dude, that was unnecessary. And you know, his exact words were you only have that first chance to make that first impression. So why would you do that to me? So this could lead to Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre for the title months from now. You never know. I don't want to see Keith Lee in a title picture yet or in the foreseeable future, but it could lead to that. And we've seen Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. We've seen face versus face before for a championship on the line. Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre could be captivating. So he's not ruined, he's not buried. Relax. This could end up with Keith Lee being in a fucking championship match with Drew, coming off the heels of beating one of the best wrestlers in the world, Randy Orton, in 7 minutes at the second biggest pay-per-view for WWE SummerSlam. Relax. That doesn't sound like someone ruined to me. However, this should not have happened. You should not be in a match with Randy Orton where neither one of you can lose, and it ends up being you're DQ'd. But if they want to drag out a story with a Drew, then that does make sense. And this is what I mean. This is why I won't totally shit on something. But dude, we have to call out BS. These two should not have been in there together. You can still tell a story with the Drew and Keith Lee if you want to, but you got to find a more creative way. I think I already put that into the fucking ugly column. You guys see that, man. That's unapologetically. And that's the end of 2. So after 2 hours, guys, I kid you not, after 2 hours, we have 3 into the good, 1 in the bad, and we have 5 in the ugly. And we haven't even gotten to hour number 3 yet. We'll get to hour number 3. Just as I saw some supers, guy. Hold on, man. I got some Superman. My VIPs, I got to attend to my peeps. Give me 1 sec. This is crazy. This board is nuts, is it not, guys? And we haven't even got to hour number 3 yet. Carlos, another 5 spot. Thank you, Carlos, man. That's awesome. Thanks for the live show today. We really enjoy them. Getting the Banks shirt. Oh, the Sasha Banks shirt, man. It's going to be comfortable. There's 3 different kinds, Carlos. Thank you. There's the V-neck. There's the unisex one that, you know, it's good for the dudes and the gals. And then there's the comfortable, the really ultra comfortable fitting one. And that is, it's just made out of the best material. So hopefully I know you're going to love that, Carlos. Thank you for supporting. Maximus Sage, 5 spot. This Raw was one of the worst. Why must this show be nonsensical? P.S. Love a fellow Packers fan. Go Pack, go. Maximus, thank you for supporting the channel. Go Pack, go. Always good to see another Packers fan. Thank you, Maximus. I appreciate it. Zhang Noir, 1 spot. Thank you. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Zhang Noir. Zhang X Noir. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thanks for supporting the channel. Couple more, guys. We'll get to hour number 3 in just a minute. Mauricio Leal, I've 5 spot. Thank you, Mauricio. I've been here since day 1. Huge fan. Please work for WWE. They need you. Mauricio, thank you for supporting the channel. I don't know if I can put up with Vince, and I don't think Vince is going to want to put up with me. But if the time is ever right, I'll think about it. I'll tell you that much, man. Something needs to be done, and it's got to be done a long time ago. And here we are, still talking about shit shows. Thank you, Mauricio. Appreciate it. Christopher Blackshire, $4.99 spot. Christopher, thanks for supporting the channel yet again, my friend. Didn't know this was going to be a good, bad, and ugly. What the hell was that with Cedric and those love taps with Mysterios that the Mysterios gave Murphy? I know, man. Especially the wife and daughter, but I know. They're trying something. They tried. But yeah, I like to surprise you guys, Christopher. So we had to do a good, the bad, and the ugly because this show was so fucking bad. For those of you just tuning in, this is just the first 2 hours, guys. 3 in the good, 1 in the bad, 4 in the ugly. We still have hour number 3 to get to. Thank you, Christopher, for supporting the channel, man. That means a lot. Larry, Keith Lee, heel turn, 5 spot. Larry, thank you. Possible. You know, does he need it? No, but we've seen Aleister Black. He didn't need it either, and Vince thought it was the only thing to do. So it's possible, man. You know, you see Keith Lee turn heel. That big boy can do the deed. I wouldn't mind that if he goes, but I wouldn't mind, honestly, if you're going to do Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee for the championship, you keep it just like you did Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 6. You keep them face and face. You don't turn anybody. That's one of those situations where face versus face works. It just does. Nobody needs the turn. But yeah, Larry, I'm down if they want to do it. Thanks again for the 5 spot, Larry. Pedro W, a 10 spot. Thank you, Pedro. Means a lot. BC, would you agree that wrestling as a whole has too many suicide dives and moonsaults to the outside when they should be more seldom and impactful as more of a last-ditch effort to put someone away? Absolutely, Pedro. I've been saying that for the longest time. Randy Orton's been saying that for the longest time. But I think what we found ourselves in is everybody's trying to one-up the other, right? Everybody is trying to do a better moonsault, a better suicide dive. 3 of them, 4 of them in a row, or at least in a match. Everybody's trying to do the Hurricanrana 3 times. Everybody's trying to do a 870, 450 double back salt splash. I don't know. Everybody's trying to out-gymnastic the other. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, the most simplistic thing to do is the suicide dive or the moonsault if nobody wants to do those 450s or inverted back somersault 720s. I don't know. The moves they do today are nuts. So you get somebody who just wants to kind of tip their toes in the sand, they'll do a moonsault suicide dive, and before you know it, everybody's doing them. Pedro, I agree. Thank you for supporting the channel, my friend. Did I get to everybody? I got to make sure I got all my supers before we can go to hour number 3, guys. These are my VIPs. I think I got everybody. Guys, if I missed any supers, I definitely apologize. I'm trying to do 3 hours of Raw review and notes here, and it's a lot, and the chat's going really fast, so I can't get to everybody. In the supers, I'm trying to get to all you guys, and I appreciate it. Oh, hold on. Blue just came up. SOS, 2 spot. More storytelling, less 3 ninjas type moves. SOS, I double note your statement, man. Duly noted, and I send that sentiment right over to Vincent Kennedy. Thank you, SOS. Less 3 ninja type moves. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's going to be the opposite. Less storytelling, more 3 ninja movesets. Should we go into hour number 3, guys? Unreal. This is the board. I never thought it would come to this. I know we're doing a Raw review and not a pay-per-view, so maybe it's a little unfair because there's a lot more segments. But this is what it's come to. Hour number 3, we kick off with Kevin Owens versus Aleister Black in Raw Underground. Owens back body drops Black as we go to a commercial 90 seconds into this thing. What the fuck? How many back body drops do you guys see in real fighting? Because this is what that's supposed to be, right? How many back body drops have you done in a real fight? Curious. A friend wants to know. Because I've been in over 100 fights easily, and I can't tell you one time I did a back body drop. Maybe I did. Some of those fights I was under the influence of some stuff. But the bottom line is I don't recall. Owens is back body dropping a sumbitch in Raw Underground. How do you... Why are we seeing a back body drop in Raw Underground, Kevin? Kevin, what are you doing? Who approved this? Shane, tell him. What the fuck? We don't... Get this. This is a true story. When we come back from break, we don't even get the conclusion of this fight. We don't even get the conclusion of it. We go directly into a 2-on-1 handicap match involving Nia Jax. She enters Mouse Girls. Shayna Baszler and the Riot Squad. But it's 2-on-1. It's Shayna versus both Liv and Ruby, and then it's Nia versus Liv and... We don't even get the finish to Owens and Aleister until later on in the night. I'll get to that. So the start of the third hour, just seeing Owens and Aleister Black have a 90-second bullshit fight with back body drops, wrestling moves. That goes into the ugly... That's not even bad. That's not... You promoted Aleister and Kevin Owens in Raw Underground, and then you gave them 90 seconds and performed a back body drop. Okay, let me just put that into the good, because I'm supposed to sit back and enjoy this. This is epic television. Mr. Ant-Man, you don't know what you're talking about. Please sit down and enjoy. That's what I'll do, numbnuts. Oh, I tell you. So as I aforementioned, we came back. This is a beauty. Shayna Baszler is taking on the Riot Squad, Liv and Ruby. Shayna Baszler is defeated. This is no April Fool's joke for those of you that missed this show. Shayna Baszler is defeated by Liv Morgan in 90 seconds via the ultra-devastating, awe-inspiring Farouk roll-up. Shayna Baszler got pinned in 90 seconds by a roll-up. I love Liv Morgan. I want great things for her. I've been an advocate for Liv Morgan since she returned before she left the first time. I love Liv Morgan. But Shayna Baszler gets beat by a roll-up in 90 seconds. I can't even. What would I possibly... You don't need hooked on phonics to comprehend what I'm about to say, because I'm going to reiterate it. Shayna Baszler lost a 90-second match to Liv Morgan via a roll-up. One of the baddest women in WWE and all of pro wrestling, a legit fighter, could not get her shoulder just a centimeter off the mat. Little Liv put her in her place in 90 seconds. Yet when you watch Cedric roll up Ricochet, Cedric's kicking out at a complete 2 count, nowhere near the 3 count, and the ref's like, that's 3. Shayna Baszler pinned in 90 seconds. That, my friends, goes into the ugly column. I have never seen these many uglies on this board in my fucking life. But it's happening. We are witnessing history right now. Sure, it's not a pay-per-view, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but we're witnessing history with this fucking board right now. Look at that board. All of those uglies have to turn into 2 bads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 ugly. That's 14 bads. Wait a second. That's 15. What the fuck? 15-3. And you're telling me to relax. Raw is good. 15. I'm not even done with the show. I'm not even done with the show. Then, for some reason, we have a second straight 2-on-1 handicap match with Liv and Ruby versus She Enters Mouse Girls, Nia Jax. This one gets interrupted by a message by Retribution. I have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. Not liking pepperoni on their pizza, how they grew up watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know what they were talking about because I didn't give a shit. All I was thinking about at that time was they just had Shayna Baszler. They just threw her under the bus to protect Nia Jax. Shayna gets beat in 90 seconds. Nia doesn't eat an L. That's like a no contest. Retribution shows up on the fucking Tron or whatever. And Nia Jax is protected. How do you protect Nia Jax, but you're not going to protect Shayna Baszler? How is Nia Jax better than Shayna Baszler? Somebody please tell me this. You protected Nia Jax. You didn't have her lose, but she was okay. The old man's like, Shayna, yeah, have her get beat. No, not in 3 minutes. I don't want to see her for 3 minutes. Have her get beat in 90 seconds. Oh, and then we'll have Nia get beat, right, Vince? No, she can't get beat. Where's the freaks under the hoods? What are they called? Reaction? Resolution? Oh, yeah, Retribution. Put them out there. We can't have Nia lose. I want you to understand what happened here. They threw Shayna under the bus to protect Nia Jax. If you're okay with that, man, that's on you. Just like the Shayna Baszler getting pinned in 90 seconds via a roll-up, Nia Jax being protected and not losing in 3 minutes, that is a fucking ugly. These are not even bads. These aren't even bads. These are fucking uglies. If this shit happened at a pay-per-view, that's where it would be going. I'm supposed to apologize for that board when that's what they're giving us. I saw in one show a guy turn heel, revenge was given to that guy, and then they had the culminating payoff match, all within an hour. That whole Cedric shit, over 4 different segments. We saw the complete evolution of a heel turn, revenge, and culminating match. Oh my God, and somebody, I swear to you, somebody okayed that and approved it. The old man in Stanford, ultimately. They thought that was a good idea. Nothing breathed, and we don't even care about Cedric. The whole thing happened. We didn't care about Cedric going into it. We don't care about Cedric now. Then we saw Shayna get beat just to protect Nia Jax. We saw a ninja pop up out of cheesecake. Ninja Tazawa. If you told anybody this that doesn't watch the fucking product, and you said it with a straight face and like you wanted to be taken seriously, more props to you. I don't know how to tell somebody that this is what I'm viewing for 3 hours that doesn't watch the show. And there's people that literally will say, BC, you're analyzing it too much, dude. You're too negative. Dude, you're actually making it not fun. How am I? You don't have to watch me. You have the power not to watch me. I'm just trying to tell a little bit of fucking truth to make it better. That's all. I'm not telling you, any of you guys, this or speaking this time after time, video after video, just so I can hear myself talk or to make it sound like I know it all. I'm trying to literally help the companies because they need it drastically. I am literally trying to help. I'm not doing it to sound like a know-it-all. Or like my shit don't stink and I need to put my word out there. No, it's because it's so fucking bad. And I'm guessing that, holy shit, what was that? Way over 400, man. Middle of the afternoon, not promoted. Hundreds of you guys tuned in, man. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. You guys are fucking rock stars, man. I tell you, man. Everybody else, they try to do it at the sweet spot right after a show. They promote it, you know. I just come out of here like an RKO out of nowhere. Man, I'm so glad you guys are tuning in, man. And you guys are part of history. Look at that board. We're not even done yet. But you're part of history, man. That board has never been before seen. That many fucking uglies. So anyway, like I said, we were not done yet. We saw these weird handicap matches. I saw Shayna Baszler take an L. I saw Nia Jax protected. Then I can't make this up, guys. If you didn't watch this, you have to believe that this is what happened. We went back to Raw Underground where Owens and Black are still fighting. They're still fighting. I can't make it up. After 25 minutes, we're supposed to believe that Black and Owens are still brawling. Nobody has a mark. There's no blood, no nothing. Not even a scratch, not a hangnail. They've been fighting for nearly a half an hour, we're supposed to believe. In any fight, if you're lasting a half an hour, that is bullshit. You were not actually fighting then. Maybe you were doing the minion tussle. Maybe you were doing thumb wars. Maybe you thought you were actually fighting. If you last a half an hour in a fight, you weren't fighting. In boxing, in MMA, they have breaks for a reason. 2, 3, 4, 5-minute intervals, right? Rounds. It doesn't matter what the time limit. You take breaks because there's no way you're going a half an hour in a fight. Not happening. But in a fight where you're doing wrestling backdrops, maybe they did hurricanranas and shit while they were away, right? Maybe they were doing the little wrestling stomps. But it wasn't a fight. But that's what Raw Underground is being sold as, right? It's supposed to be a layer above pro wrestling. Yet, we went back to this nearly a half an hour later, and these two are still going at it. And it ends with, like, the Mutombo guy taking them both out, I believe. So after all of this promotion, 2 separate segments, no believability at all that they're actually fighting. In fact, it was more of a wrestling. In fact, if you put both segments together, I think it lasted 3 minutes tops. And all of it was just to make Owens and Aleister Black look more like chumps. This Dikembe guy ends up fucking destroying everybody. And then we cut immediately to Orton receiving a 3rd Claymore. I don't even mind that, right? Drew got 3 punt kicks last week. Orton gets 3 Claymores this week. I don't even mind that. The whole Owens and Aleister Black bullshit in Raw Underground, if anybody says that I'm being too mean here, this is not even bad. This is ugly. That's ugly. They took a Raw Underground segment, dragged it over 2 segments over the course of a half an hour, combined it was 3 minutes tops, and both were annihilated as the payoff. No, I'm not giving this company any benefit of the doubt anymore when it comes to stupid shit like this. Done with that, man. How the fuck do we... 9 fucking uglies, man. That's gonna turn into 18 bads. How the fuck? Wow. 1 bad as it is. So what is that gonna be? That's 19 bads to 3 good. I can't, you know what I mean? What do you want me to say, man? This show was such a clusterfuck. My left eye started to twitch during the show. And as of right now, still, my eye is twitching. I call it the raw twitch. That's how bad it was. The main event was a street fight, Murphy versus Dominic. The match was subpar, but Aaliyah at ringside made it a little better, and then they all started swinging on Murphy. Kendo sticks. Of course, the lady's a little bit softer, but I mean, how often do they swing kendo sticks? So I'm not going to get on them too much for that. Murphy supposedly quits. I never saw him say it, or like he couldn't tap because he was in the ropes, so maybe the ref just called it, but it was kind of odd. It was out of nowhere. The ref was just like, that's it. And Michael Cole is like, Murphy quit. Murphy quit. And I'm like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I didn't see it. But I guess the ref stopped it. I don't know. It was more of a street fight than Raw Underground, Owens and Black, I'll tell you that much. Warrior Nation beat Murphy like a piñata, basically. Yeah, he took the whopping, man. Even Aaliyah and Mama Mysterio. There was a couple times where they did lay in, man. So it was actually, I didn't mind that. The whole Mysterio family added some level of interest, because without the Mysterio family, this show was just nothing but uglies. Nothing but uglies. I'm going to put that last segment into the good guys. So the final tally will be 4 good. We're going to cross this off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be crossed out, and that's going to turn into 18 bads plus 1. That is 19 bads. to 4 goods. I wanted to break this Raw down for you in this type of format review so you guys can finally see when we truly break it down, right? It's beyond our opinions, right? I'm sure a lot of people, I should say, would change some of this over. Oh, this would get a good, this may be a bad, ugly is too drastic, this deserves 2 uglies, BC. This deserves a couple of goods, BC. The whole family was, destroying Murphy, right? We all can have those type of opinions. But what we see on our Monday nights every week, it transcends opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. They're usually full of shit. I want to come in onto these reviews and give you guys truth and really discuss by dissecting segment by segment. Because that's the only way we truly realize just how bad a 3-hour live show truly is. That's how bad. Maybe I'll do this again in the future. I don't know. If it's ever really good, maybe I'll do it. If it's ever really fucking tragic again, then I'm going to have to do this. Just to show people, I'm not just the bad guy in the community. This is how bad it is. For those of you just tuning into this review, that's a real good, the bad, and the ugly board. I know this is not a pay-per-view, but we wanted to do this kind of a review just to show you guys how stupid, silly, and nonsensical last night's Raw show truly is. And we get this kind of every single week. 19 bads to 4 goods. That's how tragic. Can't make any of that shit up. I'm not going to exit anywhere yet, guys. I want to make sure I got all my my super VIPs. I think there's some more obviously came in during hour number 3. Hold on, guys. We got to get some supers up in here. And that Christopher and Larry. Pedro, we got you in, right? With the, suicide dives and moonsaults, way too many. SOS, we got you. Pedro, another 20 spot. Pedro W, man, appreciate it. If I ever had the chance to purchase just SmackDown and NXT, I would reinvent the brands. I have a greater focus on ring psychology and deep Bret Hart style storytelling with impact, moves, and finishers mattering. Pedro, 1,000,000%. That's all the starting blocks to making a reputable company. You're preaching to the choir, Pedro. I appreciate it, my friend, that 20 spot. Those are starting blocks, Pedro. I'll tell you that much. Pedro also wore another 5 spot with top-level facial expressions and true emotion being excluded. It tells you everything. That's why I always say about Sasha Banks, it tells you everything. In her mannerisms alone, forget her skills, the mannerisms, her movements, everything she does is not a wasted movement or moment in her matches. So that's exactly correct, Pedro. That's what I'm telling you guys. And guys, for the hundreds that tuned into this review, thank you for smashing that like button, guys. You guys are awesome. I see that's over 200. You guys are fucking absolutely awesome for taking the time to smash that like, dude. Because I never promote it, and to see you guys just doing it, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, Pedro, I absolutely agree, man. Sean, 5 spot. Thank you, Sean. Kevin Owens has fallen so far, I don't even care when he's on TV anymore. By the way, off topic, but what's up with our Yanks? With your Yanks, my Yanks. I don't know. The Yankees absolutely suck. I mean, suck to a point where it's cringeworthy to watch them like a Raw show. Sean, that's the truth. I don't know, Sean, what is going on with the Yankees, man. It's tragic. I know we have some injuries with Judge and Stanton and all that, but we should not be losing this many games to the teams that we're losing. And as far as Kevin Owens, Sean, Kevin Owens has been irrelevant even before Mania. I mean, there were some aspects to that story being told into Mania, but for the most part, Kevin Owens has just been... mid-card would be being generous. Kevin Owens is just being paraded out there just to do like the Kevin Owens show, right? He's just promoting other people. And we think we're going to have a badass feud with Aleister Black, even though I didn't feel Black should be heel. No reason. Black should have been one of your top faces. Vince didn't know how to utilize him or didn't care. So now Black is a heel, and he's taking on Owens, and we already saw last night in Raw Underground, that storyline is non-existent. Irrelevant to the furthest degree. 100% agree, Sean. Thank you for the 5 spot, my friend, and supporting the channel. Eric, VPR, 2 spot. Thank you, Eric. Buy yourself a coffee. Been a fan since day 1-ish. Eric, I appreciate you not only being a fan from day 1-ish, but for staying part of the Amplified unit. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you for supporting the channel. I think I got all the supers, guys. SOS, RIP, WWF, WWE since 2005, in my opinion. SOS, agreed. For me, I started to see it 2002, 2003. Once Vince bought WCW, man. And as much as I love the Eddie Guerrero and the Chris Benoit in that era, man, it just seemed like once Vince purchased WCW, that spark was gone in him. And then month after month, and as the years started going around that 2005 SOS, you started to see it. So yeah, I agree. Thank you, SOS, again, man. Major props. I think I got all the supers, guys. I definitely appreciate it. If not, oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Hold on. Oh no, I didn't. There's more, guys. Hold on. Jay Johnson, $1 spot. Jay Johnson, thank you for... Jay Johnson was, I think you were my first ever super. I got a good memory on this shit. Jay Johnson, thank you for supporting the channel. It means a lot. Mr. Blocky22, 5 spot. Mr. Blocky22, thank you, my friend, for supporting the channel. Hey, BC, this is a catastrophe today. Wow, I'm glad I was on my Xbox One and I missed that ugly-ass show. Disney will buy WWE if Vince keeps this BS up. I agree with you, or Fox. They're all in cahoots these days. But I agree, and then I don't know if that's going to be much better. You know what I mean? I know we have fun and say anything is better than Vince, but I don't know what... just picture Disney with WWE. I don't even know. You know, I mean, half of me still wants to believe that Vince does know what needs to be done, and he's just so damn stubborn he's not doing it. Half of me believes he's just so, you know, he's just to the point where he needs to give it up. He's at that age, he just has to stop. And the other half of me thinks he still knows what needs to be done, and he's too stubborn to actually fucking do it. But yeah, you made the right call, Mr. Blocky22. Do something else. That 3 hours was a waste of time. You know, all you truly need to do, this isn't even promotional work for me. You just need to tune into the Ant-Man, and I'll guide you through this shit. Thank you for supporting the channel, my friend. Bradley Robinetti, $2 spot. Yankees are crap, dude. It's a fact. Sorry. Well, right now, you're right. Bradley, in all seriousness, thank you for supporting the channel. But you're right, man. Right now, you should hear. You think I yell and scream about pro wrestling. You should hear me during a Yankees game. A Green Bay Packers game. My New York Knicks, don't even get me started, man. When my team, and that's what I mean. They say, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Do I stop watching my Packers or my Knicks or my Yankees? No, I keep watching every game that I can. I'm a fan. I love it. It's what I do. Pro wrestling, I'm just really brilliant at. I love just breaking it down, dissecting it, critiquing it. And I found that I'm really good at it. People find it wildly entertaining. And so we set something awesome in motion with this channel. But with all of my sports, man, I don't just give up just because the teams suck. But right now, Bradley, I know that was probably meant to be a joke, or maybe you're just absolutely just don't like the Yankees and think they suck. Right now, you're right. They suck. You should hear what I fucking say about them. But they're my team, man, and I hope they can get much better, man. Years and years ago, over 10 years ago, man, the Red Sox have taken over the fucking East. Even when they have bad years, the Yankees can't do anything. 2009 was our last fucking championship. Fucking, I don't even know what's going on. And we always have the talent, so I have no fucking idea. Ashley, Mickey Mouse versus John Cena, $3.99 spot. Ashley, at this point, that'll probably be more entertaining. Thank you for supporting the channel, my friends. And now I'm thinking Mickey Mouse versus John Cena. Thanks for putting that thought in my dumb piece. SoundCloud, my man, Nia Jax, just why? $2 spot. SoundCloud, Vince will push Nia Jax to the almost like she's one of his fucking secured blondes. You know what I mean? It's almost like what you would see with Charlotte Flair. Only it's Nia, you know? It's Rock's family, Rock's cousin, you know? I wish the Usos got that type of a push. Now, I know the Usos have won championships, many of them. They've had their pushes. Maybe Vince is just over it. But when you look at Nia Jax, her wrestling ability or lack thereof, when you look at Nia Jax, how many females she has injured, I mean, she literally injures most girls. That's not just a cute little funny thing we do on the channel. That's how her entrance music should start. Not she's not like most girls. She injures most girls. She just does. But yet she's the one who they protected last night, and they threw Shayna Baszler under the bus. SoundCloud, I don't know, man. Thank you for supporting. Marty Banks, 5-spot. Thank you, Marty, for supporting. BC, been a wrestling fan 41 years. Raw made me sick. Yeah, Marty, my eyes twitching, bro. From this show. Pro wrestling. WWE Raw has finally just, it's got us all wanting to put our dome pieces through cement walls. But you know what? We tune in out of habit and hope. Marty Banks, I'm with you, my friend. Thank you for contributing. Guys, any supers I missed, all apologies. I can't, as I said, I can't get to everybody. The chat just moves way too fast for me. I don't have it on a slow chat, so. We'll do one more. Super guy, SOS, another 2-spot. Thank you. They don't suck like my Red Sox. We freaking are trash. Yeah, SOS. This year, and a few other years past, but when you look at the body of work that the Red Sox have put together over the last 15-ish years, and you look at the Yankees, the Red Sox, man, they have overtaken the Yankees. I can honestly admit that. But yeah, SOS, the Red Sox, man, they go through that though. They'll win a championship, and then all of a sudden they're like bottom feeders. I don't understand it. But yeah, if you take a gander at my Yankees, SOS. Thanks for the support, my friend. JNL, BC's version of Nia's theme is more fitting. JNL, thank you. I think so too. Pedro, 5-spot. Thank you, my friend. I would make my go-home shows last hour commercial free and the first hour of the first SmackDown after a pay-per-view commercial free. Got some good ideas, Pedro. I agree with that, actually. And it can be done, too, especially if they want to use the technology. Even if you have to use commercial, you just do the picture-in-picture type commercials. They could do something like that, too. So, actually, a good idea, Pedro. Thank you again for the support, my friend. Yet again. Yeah, good ideas, my friend. Guys, I know this is going toward an hour and a half. Wow, we still have hundreds of you guys for the end credits. Thank you guys for sticking around. You guys are awesome. I did this. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't promote it, and hundreds of you guys showed up. Rock stars. All of us as the AMP unit. I appreciate it. Yeah, the show does suck. Raw has sucked for a long time. Ahmed, trust me. Alyssa, don't like Seth Rollins' heel turn. Yeah, well, I mean, it had potential, but yeah, it's Alyssa. It went south. They just don't know what they're doing, or they just don't give a shit. That's why. So things like Seth Rollins, who should have had an awesome heel turn, like the whole part of it. No, it's turning absolutely lackluster. Eric DeBronze, $4.99 spot. Thank you, Eric DeBronze, for supporting. Vince will probably sell WWE to Fox instead of Disney. Just my opinion. By the way, keep up the good work, BC. Eric DeBronze, thank you, my friend, for supporting. And you damn well better bet I'll be keeping it up. As far as Vince selling to Fox, I think that is more likely than Disney, because especially with Disney, with their theme parks and everything, they're taking a hit. So I don't think they can just throw around millions or billions of dollars to buy a promotion like wrestling, which they're not real comfortable with. So because of what's going on in the world, it would take years for Disney to rebound on that. Fox would be more inclined to do so because Fox knows what to do with WWE more. So, yep, I absolutely agree. And thank you again for the support, Eric DeBronze. DeMonte, Vince McMahon may bring back the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, my friend. It's probably coming to that. Much love, guys. I got to take off, though. We got a whole day ahead of us that we got to kick ass. Literally, we have to get amplified on many fucking people, especially if my next coffee is, because too many times I've been going to this place, they're not putting the vanilla in there. Like, dude, what are you doing, you know? I'm respectful, but now I just feel like you're fucking with the coffee on purpose. Much love, guys. Kobe Talks Wrestling. Good to see that you caught the stream, my friend. We'll check you later. Carlos, I saw you earlier, man, with the check you later. I'll check you, Carlos. Thank you again for the support. I'm just glad you caught the stream, my friend. Thank you. Undisputed, I see you up in the chat. We'll check you later, my friend. Franklin, check you later. Glad you caught the stream. Alex John, thank you. I appreciate it, John Shannon. Alex Hood, we'll check you later. Ahmed, BC, you thought 2018 Raw was bad. 2020 just topped the cake. Yeah, you ain't kidding, Ahmed. Mike, the Supreme. Peace, my friend. Have a good day to you as well, Camila. To Mayo, the gamer. Later, my dude. Carlos, yep, I see you. Carlos, thank you so much. SOS, thank you, my friend. Glad you caught the stream. We'll check you later for sure. Think be live amped always. Tariq Dog, thank you. JR9 Gaming, you have a great day too, my friend. Warrior Nation, we'll check you. JNL, thank you, my friend. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Donnell, we'll check you. Kev L, we'll check you. Blueprint Nation, we'll check you. Glad you caught the stream, my friend. Keep kicking ass. Blueprint Nation, appreciate it. We'll check you. Temby Davis, check you. Brian Ernie, we'll check you. All right, guys, all of you guys, I know there's a lot. SoundCloud, check you. Jamie, you're awesome right back. Oh, my amp unit, thank you. Jamie Didham. Much love and respect to all you guys. Thank you to everybody who smashed that like button during this whole stream. Thank you for everybody that got the new Sasha merchandise. You guys remember Brady Bunch? Marsha. This is the Sasha bunch, right? The Banks bunch, I call it. Sasha. That's the new shirt down below. Hopefully I can get the Bray Wyatt shirt up and running next week. Marty Banks, right back to you. Thank you. Marcus, we'll check you. Brendan, everybody. You guys all rock, and I hope we do this again very soon. Until next time, we got to kick that ass, Am style. Check you later.